What if the person you ignore today turns out to be the one who decides your future tomorrow? This is not just a story, this is a warning. Long ago, in a powerful kingdom, there ruled a king feared by enemies and respected by his people. He had everything: wealth, army, power. But there was one thing he didn't have: peace of mind. Deep inside, he knew a truth he never admitted: I don't trust the people around me. His court was full of advisors, but none were loyal. They spoke sweet words, but carried hidden intentions. And the king, he was slowly becoming a prisoner in his own palace. One day, tired of fake faces and empty advice, the king disguised himself as a common man and left the palace alone. He wandered through villages, crossed rivers, and finally reached a dense forest. As he walked deeper into the forest, he saw something strange. A beggar sitting under a broken tree, laughing, talking to himself. Dirty clothes, bare feet, but his eyes sharp, alive, watching everything. The king approached him and said, "Are you mad, or just pretending to be?" The beggar smiled slowly. "Mad, maybe, but not as blind as you." The beggar leaned forward and whispered, "You are surrounded by enemies, but you call them advisors." The king froze. "How do you know that?" The beggar stood up. "Because I've seen men like you fall, not by swords, but by betrayal." The forest went silent. Then the beggar said something shocking. "Right now, if you go back through your usual road, you will not reach your palace alive." The king had a choice: trust a filthy beggar or trust his powerful court. For the first time in his life, he chose instinct over ego. He changed his route.
When he returned to the palace, the entire city was in chaos.
"Your Majesty, enemies were waiting on your main road fully armed. They were ready to kill you." The king's heart dropped. He slowly turned his head and remembered the beggar. "The next day, the king ordered, 'Bring that beggar to my court.' The court laughed. A beggar, but the king's voice thundered now. The beggar was brought in, same dirty clothes, same calm eyes, same unshakable peace. The king stood up and declared, 'From today, this man will sit beside me.' Silence, shock, jealousy, fear. The advisors were burning inside. If this man stays, their power is finished. So they made a plan. They approached the beggar politely. "Brother, if you want to earn the king's trust, you must do something bold." They smiled. "Tomorrow." Slapped the king. The beggar asked, "What?" They smiled again. The next day, the court was full. The king sat on his throne. Suddenly, slap, the entire hall froze. The crown fell from the king's head, and from inside it, a deadly scorpion crawled out. Gasps echoed everywhere. If he had worn that crown for even a few more seconds, he would have been dead. Slowly, he turned to the beggar. Tears filled his eyes. "You didn't insult me. You saved me." From that day, the beggar was no longer a beggar. He became the king's closest advisor, the most trusted man in the kingdom, a symbol of truth. But with every rise comes deeper hatred. The advisors tried again. This time, a bigger plan. They secretly contacted a rival kingdom, promised betrayal, started a war, but gave one condition: kill the king's new advisor. The king trusted the beggar so much, he made him the commander of the army. Everyone laughed behind his back. A beggar leading an army. The battlefield was set. Two armies faced each other. The beggar stepped forward and shouted, "Let your king face me first." Suddenly, a wild lion attacked the enemy king. Chaos, screams. No one moved except one man. The beggar, he jumped forward, fought the lion, and killed it. The enemy king was saved, bleeding, but alive. He looked at the beggar. "You had a chance to let me die, but you saved me." This war ends now. Peace was declared. The two kingdoms united, and the beggar became a legend. The advisors, broken, defeated. Ashamed, one old advisor finally said, "Some people are protected by truth, not power. You can fight them, but you cannot defeat them." Not every successful person is lucky. Some are protected by truth, courage, and clean intentions. You can hate them. You can plot against them. But if they stand on truth, even your biggest plans become their biggest victories. So tell me, are you surrounded by fake people or real ones? Comment below. And if you believe truth always wins, like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories.